Habits preventing you from saving a ton of money. Old habits, especially bad financial ones, are hard to break. If you don't have any savings and spend more than you earn, it's time to break your bad spending patterns and start practicing healthy financial practices. What habits, you ask? Number 1, relying on a single source of income. Nowadays, the majority of Americans work 2 or 3 day jobs along with other side hustles to be able to live up to their dream life, which is actually a good idea, if you have the time and capability to manage it. Ideally, one should never rely on a single source of income and try to invest in having a secondary source of income. Depending on a single source of income, you can put your financial independence at risk. This is because you rely on it to meet all of your financial requirements. As a result, you'll have no money to save and may be forced to go into debt. For example, if you make $10,000 per month, a third of it may be spent on house rent. Aside from that, you'll also have to worry about insurance, college loans, auto loans, and other financial commitments. While you may be able to pay for all of them with your current income, it will leave you with no savings, forcing you to rely on your paycheck. Having various revenue streams might make a huge impact on your financial situation. Number 2, spur-of-the-moment purchases. Let's be honest, instant fulfillment feels great, right? We all know how exciting it is to have a new thing. It makes us want to put everything else aside and focus solely on that moment. Although there's nothing wrong with that, the truth is that happiness does not last very long, and you wind up spending more money in order to maintain it. This is actually a poor way of saving money. Your judgment may be thrown out the window as a result of your emotions causing you to spend. When you're upset, for example, you'd want something you deserve to comfort you, like a box of pizza. The same goes when you're happy. You feel the need to reward yourself by buying a piece of jewelry. Giving in to these feelings can lead you to spending money you didn't intend to spend. These impulse purchases prohibit you from saving money and cause you to become impoverished. To save money, you must exercise self-control and refrain from making impulse purchases. You'll be less cluttered and have more money in your pocket. Number 3, being easily deceived by get-rich-quick scams. I'm sure you've seen one of those emails that promise you to be the next millionaire in less than 24 hours in exchange for a $34 registration fee. Think about what would happen if you and 10 others fell for this and paid the registration cost. Those con artists would be paid $680 in a single session. They profit from your sweat while you suffer. The same thing goes with success coaches that can charge up to $150 per hour, and if you're not careful, can bankrupt you. They seduce you with the promise of making it big in life in the blink of an eye. But before you realize it, your bank account is empty and success is nowhere near your direction. Investing in get-rich-quick schemes can lead to financial disaster because you're basically parting with money that does not return to you. Hard work, financial discipline, commitment, and patience are the fundamental factors to success. Some people make their first million after 30 to 40 years of hard work, and you want to make $1 million overnight? Doesn't it seem a bit of a long shot? But before we continue, go ahead and click the subscribe and like buttons. It takes a lot to make these videos. Your small actions tell YouTube to keep promoting our videos. Also tell us in the comment section which habits you think is the hardest to break. Thanks. Now back to the video. Number 4, disregarding minor expenses. This is another common habit that most people do that makes it difficult for them to save money. It may not look like it, but small expenses can actually eat into your savings. Spending $2 here and $4 there can quickly add up to a significant amount. This transfers funds from your bank account to the pockets of other people. For example, that $5 takeout from your favorite restaurant every morning will set you back roughly $150 each month. That works up to $1,800 per year, which is a lot of money that you can instead put into an emergency fund. Another classic example would be making ATM withdrawals, which can also be costly in small amounts that build up. If you use an ATM and you make 3 withdrawals with $10 as a fee for each one, you've already squandered $30. In the long term, disregarding modest expenses can cost you a lot of money. Taking control of them allows you to save money, which is an important step towards financial independence. Number 5. Not establishing a budget plan. Even experts cannot stress this enough. Having a complete budget plan is key to achieving financial stability. You must set a budget and stick to it unless you have an emergency need. Making a budget allows you to spend the money you've set aside and prevents you from overpaying or making impulse purchases. For example, if you go to the mall and buy groceries, you may believe you've run out of cooking oil, forcing you to get more. It costs roughly $10 to buy 5 bottles of cooking oil. It may not appear to be much, but adding up tiny expenses can add up to a significant amount. You may also find yourself buying something you don't need because you have a strong desire for it, resulting in an impulse purchase. Making a budget allows you to keep your eye on the prize and determine your long and short-term objectives. This encourages you to work on them and track your progress, allowing you to attain your objectives without making major lifestyle adjustments. Number 6. Gambling. In case you didn't know, New York ranks number 1 in the United States for lottery sales in 2020. That's roughly a 9.74 billion people we're talking about. People spend all their money hoping to win the elusive jackpot, no matter how tiny the odds are. With such a small probability of winning the lottery, it makes no sense to keep spending all that money in the hopes of losing it. Truth is, you're more likely to be hit by a comet than to win the lottery. Think about it. According to statistics, low-income families spend more money on the lottery than middle-class and high-income families. This is because they've grown tired of always being broke, and so they utilize their money to trying to catch a lucky break. However, rather than winning, they lose all their money, causing them to get into debt. So say goodbye to the lottery if you want to save money and become financially independent. You might as well invest that money in something that will pay you well for it. Number 7. Misguided investments. Regardless of how intelligent we believe we are, we occasionally make poor financial decisions that cost us our hard-earned money. But don't be too hard on yourself if you've ever been in this situation. It's what you learn from your mistakes that determines your financial independence. Ideally, putting all of your eggs in one basket is a financial risk that isn't worth taking, and it's a mistake that many individuals make. Just because you don't believe all financial firms may go bankrupt doesn't mean the one in which you put your money in can't. One good example is if you put your entire $500 savings in what turns out to be a pyramid scam, only to see it fail, meaning you basically lost all your savings and must start over from scratch. When you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket, making sensible financial selections can be the difference between a magnificent bank account and you. Another common mistake is not investing at all. Investments yield substantial interest returns, but putting all your money in a regular bank with a 0.06% interest rate is not a wise decision either. If you manage your money well, you'll be smiling all the way to the bank.